Let's jump into good, clean fun. Hello, I'm Andy with Commercial Recreation Specialist, here today to talk to you about good, clean fun for camp in 2021. It's about disinfecting and then protecting to keep campers safe, staff safe, and to keep camp open. First, disinfecting. CDC has plenty to choose from. The list is over 500 strong, so you have many that you can make a selection from. The question that comes up a lot for us is whether or not they're safe. Are they safe for the eyes, inhalation? What about ingestion or the skin? What's going to happen to campers or staff if you use a certain chemical? Well, you can find out. Doing a Google search for safety data sheets will get you the information that you're looking for. And I do recommend that you do it for whatever you're currently using or considering using. Some disinfectants are potential health hazards, and that's why you should do a search. Take bleach, for example. The EPA rates it at a category 1 for serious eye damage and skin corrosion. Ingestion burns within the upper digestive and respiratory tracts can also occur. It's classified as hazardous by OSHA, and it can cause harmful VOCs when used with other cleaners, although people use it ubiquitously and quite cavalierly. Peroxide, very similarly, it's rated at an EPA category 1 in several measurements. The EPA rates on a 1 to 4 scale, 1 being the worst, 4 being the most favorable. Contrast that with Concrobium. It gets a category 4 rating from the EPA across all measurements, so it's very safe. You have peace of mind in knowing you don't have to use PPE. It's NSF certified for use in USDA food facilities. It's not flammable, not corrosive. There are no ammonia, dyes, chlorines, or glutaraldehydes used. So it's safe, but it also works. It's on CDC's list N, approved for use to kill SARS-CoV-2. Where can you use it? Pretty much anywhere. Outside in playgrounds or splash pads, or inside in the cafeteria or the bathrooms, countertops, communal areas, you name it, it's safe. A little bit more here on Concrobium.
My name's Troy Olson. I own the 1029 Bar Smack Shack restaurant in Northeast Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is very important for me to find a product like Concrobium because if I keep this place safe, we can stay open. 1029 Bar has been here since 1892. We're known for our great food, our pierogi. I ended up with Concrobium through a buddy of mine. It's plant-based. It is food safe also. We do our normal cleaning every night, and then we spray with Concrobium. You can spray the bathrooms, the floors, ceilings, chairs, pretty much the whole bar. There is no residue, no lingering odors. You don't have to do anything once you're done. Put away your sprayer and go home. I would recommend Concrobium 100%. We want to get through this. You should be doing this.
Well, he's definitely right. We want to get through this for sure. So that's Concrobium. That's the 1 in the 1-2 punch against microbials. And then we're on to protecting. After disinfecting, Playtech will provide an uninterrupted barrier against bacteria, viruses, mold, mildew, yeast, and algae. Many different applications for Playtech. For example, use it before the season starts on any waterfront activities like kayaks or stand-up paddleboards or waterfront inflatables. Spray it at the beginning of the season and it'll protect against algae during use during the season. Similarly, after the season is done, anything that's going into winterized storage, reapply Playtech or apply it on other items to protect against mold during winterized storage. It'll save you money and time. You can spray it on, fog it on, or wipe it on. It lasts up to 90 days. In the high traffic areas, I recommend reapplying after about 60 days. A little more about Playtech.
Playtech is the first antimicrobial solutions company created by recreation specialists for the recreation and institutional marketplace, combining over 60 years industry experience with patented biochemists to create effective, safe, affordable solutions to catastrophic contamination issues. Playtech products are water-based solutions providing constant and uninterrupted protection against germs, bacteria, viruses, and other harmful antigens. Playtech's technology provides an antimicrobial coating that can be easily and safely applied to both porous and non-porous surfaces. When applied, Playtech's products form a molecular bond with the material's substrate, creating a microbiostatic antimicrobial nanoshield, which destroys existing organisms while forming a barrier against intruding organisms. Negatively charged pathogens are then attracted and upon contact are ruptured, causing the microorganism to die. Safe, non-toxic, and easy to apply. Just spray, mist, fog, or wipe onto any surface. No rinse or further action is required, even for food surface contact. Protection begins in as soon as 60 seconds and remains effective up to 90 days. To find out more about how Playtech can help, just email us at info@playtechsolutions.com.
Okay, that's Playtech. And like Concrobium, it's also very safe. Use it outside on playgrounds or splash pads, picnic tables, benches, or inside in the cafeteria. It's used at hospitals and nursing homes, for example, so it's very safe, like Concrobium. That's it. That's the 1-2 punch. Disinfect with Concrobium, then protect with Playtech. Keep campers safe, staff safe, keep camp open. Lastly, I'd like to introduce a program called Pro Plus. Pro Plus offers many benefits to camps, like pro financing, for example. You get exclusive to camps in 2021, 0% interest financing. So you get products now and pay your balance in August. It offers pro rewards where you earn up to 18% in additional products on each purchase you make, and it's flexible. You can use your rewards dollars how you want. And then lastly, pro specials, great camp exclusive specials, and you can purchase them on the pro financing program. It's free to join Pro Plus, but deadlines apply, so ask your CRS specialist to sign you up today. Thank you, everybody. Have a great 2021 camp season. I'll stick around for questions. Okay, so that was the good, clean, fun, the disinfect and protect, the 1-2 punch against microbials. That happens to be the driest subject of all three today, so it gets more exciting. So if you're still with us, I'm grateful for that. Love to take any questions now if there are any. And again, we'll have about 5 to 7 minutes of questions, and we'll move on to our second topic, COVID-friendly programming. But for now, I'd love to take any questions that are out there regarding this first topic.
Andy, I do have a few questions here. The first one's regarding how to apply the solutions. What is the best application method? Spray, fogging, or wiping?
Okay, yep, thank you. So you really have your choice. Some people use pump sprayers, and the benefit there is that they're not very expensive. You can get one for 30, 40 bucks, and pump sprayers work just fine. They aren't as efficient as some of the upgraded applicators, like for example, a battery operated pump sprayer. Those go on very efficiently. They work really, really well. Even an upgrade to that would be an electrostatic sprayer. And the reason that's an upgrade, and it is an investment upgrade as well, but the benefit you get there is that the particulates coming out are charged. So they adhere to the substrate that you're spraying it on, whether it's the bathroom floor or it's a cafeteria countertop or an outside bench, because they're charged. Then they also adhere much more quickly, and so you don't get as much drift or waste. From there, you could also use a fogger, very, very fine mist, very efficient. I would say don't use a fogger outside because you get a lot of drift and you get a lot of waste. If you can do it, my recommendation would be the electrostatic sprayer, but they do come at a price tag. I've seen them starting at around $600–700, and you can even go up from there. But they're worth it if it's in the budget. I would add too, Kathy, excuse me, that no matter what method you choose to spray on, and really whatever chemical it is you're using, use a mitt or a rag to wipe it on after you've applied, just to get that better spread, better efficiency, get that spread out.
Thanks, Andy.
Good question. Yep.
Another question here from April. Is Concrobium diluted? How much would you suggest to get for the summer? Looking to use for waterfront products, whibbits, and boats. I saw 1 5 and 55 gallon on the site.
Yes. So the answer is it diluted. It can be diluted, but we also sell in ready-to-use gallons. So And then your question about coverage, you should target about 800 to 1200 square feet per gallon. Okay, and sometimes that's a little bit difficult to to estimate how much you need for the summer. It really depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to spray it on. We would be happy to work through that with you so you can get a good estimate on how much to purchase. But yes, there are ready to use RTU gallons, but they also come in. It also comes in 5 gallon pails. So I guess I may have misspoke just a moment ago. I think I said you can dilute it. The Concrobium comes in ready to use formula, and that's in the 1 gallons and the 5 gallons. The Playtech, conversely, though, comes in both ready to use and dilutable concentrate. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, target 800 to 1200 square feet per gallon. And we'd be happy to work through if you want to connect with us after today on exactly how much we think you would need. We can work through it with you and get you a good estimate.
Okay, Andy, I've got a couple more questions coming in.
Sure.
I've been told that the shield isn't proven by the EPA as anti-COVID. Is that true?
Yeah, great question. So let me make the distinction. Playtech is not on CDC's list N, and the reason it's not is because it's not a disinfectant. And the distinction is disinfectants are, list N was created just to concatenate for the public what chemicals are out there approved to kill SARS-CoV-2. And again, as a disinfectant. And the distinction is you want to kill what existing biofilm is there on any substrate that you have, whether it's a playground or a splash pad or a picnic table. Kill it first and then apply the protectant. So disinfect first, then apply the protectant. It is not on CDC's list N because it is not a disinfectant. It does have antimicrobial effects up to 90 days after it's disinfected. The surface is disinfected, and that's against bacteria, viruses, molds, yeast, and even algae. The benefit with Playtech goes beyond fighting against bacteria and viruses. For example, you can spray it on any waterfront item, say if it's an SUP you have or a kayak, or maybe it's waterfront inflatables or whatever it is, it's in the water before the season, then it'll fight against algae. Makes cleaning it that much easier at the end of the season. Similarly, before you winterize anything, spray Playtech on before you put it into winterized storage. Even if it doesn't get really cold where you are, it'll fight against mold. And so it's a broad spectrum fight against microbials, Playtech is. Good question.
Andy, let's see, to keep on schedule, I think we should go to the next video. And if we didn't get a chance to answer your question, we will address it through chat or connect with you after the webinar.
Yeah, and I'll just offer this. I can stick around after 10 o'clock and answer any questions, but we are gonna try to stay on time here. We did start a couple minutes late, so we'll move on to COVID-friendly programming, and again after that we'll take some Q&A. I'm Andy with Commercial Recreation Specialist here to talk to you about COVID-friendly programming ideas from CRS. As we know from CA, it's going to be all about the NPIs this year and really multi-layering those NPIs. The metaphor that I've heard is each of them is like a slice of Swiss cheese, every one of them having some holes, but when multi-layered, then those holes tend to be covered up. Well, CRS can actually help with several of them. We're all about being outdoors, of course, and today I'm going to share with you some modifying activities so it'll fit right into the NPIs, as well as share some distancing and cohorting or potting friendly ideas for you. And we'll get into cleaning and disinfecting, and then I have something to share right at the end as well in addition to all of this. So again, I'm going to share some ideas with you today, but I won't be able to cover everything that we can share with you. So if you want to connect with me at the end, I'll take some questions, and or you can reach out to your CRS specialist here, and they can help with other ideas. Okay, well, to help me illustrate, I've enlisted the help of the two owners here at CRS, Camper Ron and Camper Rich. So on to COVID-friendly waterfront program. We're going to start with the water here. Many camps have inflatables. Not one, of course, but for those that do, I think you'll appreciate some of these ideas here. With the camps that we work with, a lot of them have their inflatables in a circuit type layout. Well, the first idea to share with you today in modifying an activity would be to break up the circuits. Making smaller circuits really lends well to moving cohorts through those circuits, right? So, for example, as cohort 1 is on circuit 1, and cohort 2 on circuit 2, cohort 3 on 3, as they move through and the next cohort comes in, the first cohort that was on a circuit can move off. In this case, cohort 3 moving on to the next activity on land it is, and that's going to be prime cards. There they go. All right, another way to modify an activity is breaking up the circuit or reconfiguring the circuit into a linear track. In this case, I took the entire circuit on the left there and made a track, the track on the right, with the exception of one product that's not in there. So it can happen, and we can help redesign should you need that help. This way, in designing a linear track, it's great because you can delineate a very specific entry. In this case, Camper Rich there is getting up onto a step. And as they move through then, in a one direction play flow, campers can be distanced. You can keep that 6 feet, the integrity of that 6 feet spacing. As they get to the end, swimming back around is one option there, or as Camper Ron is going to show you here. He's going to move off and do something different. Now it's time to move on to the paddle wheelers. There he goes. All right, so breaking up circuits into smaller circuits or linear tracks is one way. Another way is to consider single event inflatables. In this case, if you're looking for new ideas, you can certainly go with something like the Nautilus, great for a cohort size of 15, or similarly, the capacity of the Iceberg is at 8. So again, maybe you're looking for a new idea, in which case you might consider single event inflatables, or again, those circuits can be broken up into making single events. Okay, on to some non-inflatable ideas. This one is called the Mothership. So it's a super extra large inflatable SUP, great for cohorting and potting events. In this case, imagine, if you will, a couple of cohorts racing down to the beach. Once they reach the beach, they get their respective mothership, pull out the hand pump and inflate it. Then they grab a paddle and carefully board the mothership, easier said than done. And from there, it might be a race around a buoy, back to the beach, deboarding, and again, to finish off, a race across the finish line. And in this case, we got cohort 2 for the win. Other cohorting and potting friendly activities, even distancing. So log rolling, fun to watch and certainly fun to participate in. The log roll itself actually is 12 feet long, so it is distancing friendly. Corkles, a great single event. Circular kayak essentially is what this is. Stand-up paddleboarding, nice tried but true event or activity, great for programming. Kayaks lends themselves very well to distancing. You could shimmy across the water in a wigwag this year. Or maybe it's pedal boats that might draw your interest. But either way you go, a lot of these water vessels are really great for different programming events. Consider time trials, for example, or a slalom course here, where you could time your campers. Relay races are certainly fun. Again, either with slaloming through the buoys or single buoys to go around. Or maybe it's a medley race. Use those different individual water vessels for medley races. Be as creative as possible. Everyone likes a good tug of war now and then. Put the tug of war on the water. Why not? Or a good old-fashioned game of tag. Use a safe beach ball so everybody has fun and everyone's safe. So again, the individual water vessels are great for cohorting, potting, and really for distancing. All right, so that's it for the waterfront for now. Let's dry off a bit and get out of the land here. Aeroball is new to CRS's lineup. It's great for camp, not just for nice neighborhoods like this, but it's certainly fantastic for camps. It's great, it's fun to watch. So it is cohorting friendly and certainly distancing friendly. Kangaroo jumper, another potting friendly activity, or maybe it's the Zoom Flume. This is our portable water slide. You do need a water source for it, but it doesn't have to end up in the lake. It can, but it can also be land contained. And again, we can help with how that's designed and how that works. But great, again, for potting and cohorting and then certainly distancing. Maybe it's a ninja course. This is a playground course, would be fantastic for one direction, linear flow type distancing for the campers. Or maybe it's prime carts. You know, in the case of prime carts, I like to recommend a cart path. Doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be paved. It could be with cones or with flags. It can be just a dirt track or short grass. It doesn't have to be paved. The benefit to dedicating some space to a track is that it makes it a programmable event and it allows for better control of the activity. From there, it could be individual time trials, or maybe it's head-to-head races, either within a pod or against a different cohort. Catch the counselor as another idea, but creativity is really the key here, and we can help with ideas. Disc golf, also new to CRS's lineup this year. We're really excited about this one. We feel it fits really well for camps because we can fit a footprint, we can fit a budget. It doesn't have to be an 18-hole course. It doesn't have to be a 9-hole course. You know, it can be just a few holes, for example. Here, we worked around the ninja course, the cart path, the trees. You know, we can fit, again, we can make a customizable design to work with your landscape and other amenities that already exist. And what's great about disc golf is that really anyone can play. It's not really a high-level skill need. So all campers can enjoy it. Now, certain campers will be better than others, and in this case, you probably noticed that Camper Rich might be just a little bit more skilled than Camper Ron. He's taking more of a circuitous route here. But in the end, again, the point is that really it's not a high-level skill event. And again, lastly, we can fit a footprint, fit a budget. Okay, on to good, clean fun, as I promised. So we can help with disinfecting and protecting. First, in our 1-2 punch, disinfect with Concrobium. It's EPA registered at a category 4 across the board. That's the safest rating that the EPA awards, a 4. They rate from a 1 to 4, and Concrobium gets 4s across the board. So it's safe, but it's also effective. It's approved to work against SARS-CoV-2. It's on CDC's list N. It's a time-based botanical, so it's green. Safe, effective Concrobium. After disinfecting, then protect. Provide an uninterrupted barrier against bacteria, viruses, mold, yeasts, and algae. It lasts up to 90 days. In high traffic areas, I might recommend that you reapply after about 60 days, but it does last up to 90 days, so you save time and money. Lastly, I want to introduce to you a value-added benefits program called Pro Plus. Great for camps. Pro Plus provides many benefits, Pro financing being the first. Exclusive to camps in 2021, CRS is offering 0% interest financing. Get products now, pay your balance in August, after the season. It also includes Pro Rewards, where you can earn up to 18% in additional product on each purchase that you make. It's flexible. Use your Pro Rewards dollars how you want. Pro Specials, get great camp exclusive specials, and you can use Pro Financing to pay. It's free to join Pro Plus, but deadlines do apply, so make sure to tell your CRS specialist to sign me up today. Thank you for your support over the last 20 years. A sincere thank you from Ron and Rich here at CRS, the two owners. Thanks also for listening. Be safe. I'll stick around for questions. Thanks again. Okay, so that was a little bit about COVID-friendly programming. Hope you found that a little more entertaining than the first one. I want to address a couple of questions that I think are still maybe lingering on the first topic. the first thing is that Playtech can be used on the products that have been questioned in the chat stream there. Yes, gator balls, frisbees, Wibbit, boats. It's good on porous and non-porous surfaces alike. Life vests, for example, if you want to protect against algae and bacteria and viruses and mold. Yes, life vests. Dunk them in. What I would recommend there is you dunk them in to a bath of the Playtech, right, and then hang them up. With a drip pan underneath, you can reuse those drippings, so it prevents, it minimizes waste. So yes, any of the products that have been questioned in the chat stream, it's really safe on really any surface. And what happens is it forms a covalent bond, as you saw in the video. Again, I'm referencing the first topic we talked about. It forms a covalent bond with any substrate that you apply it to, and that means it starts sharing electrons. So any water that then washes on it after it's dried, it will not leach. It won't just water away. It won't come off. That's why it does last for up to 90 days. Now in the high traffic areas like kitchen counters or bathroom sinks, you may want to reapply after about 60 days. It makes some sense to do that. So I wanted to address that. And again, the question about whether or not it's been proven to kill SARS-CoV-2, and this is Playtech I'm talking about. The EPA does not have a protocol for it because it's not a disinfectant. And where they stop short of providing a protocol for it is that they want people to disinfect first, kill existing biofilm on the picnic tables, on the benches, on the playgrounds, kill the existing biofilm first, then spray on a protectant. So I can tell you this, there are independent studies that have shown its effectiveness against SARS-CoV-2, but I can't publish that. I can't put that out there, because those are privately commissioned studies. And so that's why I wanted to clearly delineate between CDC's list N, that's a list of disinfectants, and Playtech is not on CDC's list N because it's not a disinfectant. It's not going to kill existing biofilm. It's meant to be sprayed on afterward. So hopefully that clears that up. Thank you for the question. And then on to any questions about COVID-friendly programming. I'd love to take those at this point.
Okay, hey Andy, a couple questions here.
Okay.
Approximately how many campers can fit on a mothership? What's the weight limit?
Yeah, the mothership. Okay, so again, that's a super extra large inflatable SUP, and it really is going to depend on the campers. To be honest with you. The weight limit's in the 1,700 pounds area, so 6 to 8, depending on the size of the campers. We feel it'd be just a great cohorting, great potting activity, as I illustrated, I think in the presentation there. But yeah, good question.
Okay, and here's a question on disc golf. Do you need to anchor the disc golf baskets?
Yeah, good question. So you can. They come in two different options. You can anchor right in a concrete footing. And even if you do that, that is removable. The other way to go about it is to do the base option. So there's a base that can come with the goals, and those are completely portable then. So again, we can fit a footprint, fit a budget. It's a great cohorting, great potting activity for camp. Certainly allows for social distancing, for sure. So yeah, good question.
Alrighty. Okay, here's another one. On average, how much would a water inflatable circuit or linear track cost?
Yeah, that's a good one. I get that one a lot. So what's nice about the waterfront inflatables, whether it's Wibbit, Aquaglide, or Rave, is that they're modular. And so, it doesn't have to be a huge system, year one. We can help create a 3 to 5 year plan, because you can sprawl modularly. So even if you're if the budget's somewhere around $5,000, and you can put a nice feature or two out for that. I will say you might create a line or two because you're going to get excitement, but if it's worked into programming, in the day's programming, it makes some sense. Even to put one feature out there to start, it can make some sense to do that. But again, they lend well to modular sprawl, and we can grow with you as camp goes on. I know that there are some camp folks out here today that can attest to that. I see some very loyal customers to us, and they can attest to that. You can grow as the years go on. So It will help with, if you notice the camp financing there, we are offering that's exclusive to camps, 0% financing, and just to camps. We're not offering that to other markets that we work with. We want to recognize that camps had a tough year. We want to be a partner in helping that in that regard.
Okay, Andy, I think we have time for one more question. Do you need a lake or pond for the Zoom Flume? And what do you use for the water source?
Yeah, great. So I'll pick off the water source question first. Some have used, really you just use any tap would work, or I shouldn't say tap, but faucet that you can hook a hose up to, or a well. Some have used even pumps if they have a lake. The short answer is no, you don't have to have a lake or pond. You don't have to have that. You can actually make the Zoom Flume work on a hill and stop them on that hill. We work with a couple camps that do that, more than a couple actually, and so it's very possible. And we can help you design how to do that. One way is to use we call the water brake. It looks very similar to a Zoom Flume chute, but it's designed differently. It doesn't have a slide slick on it, so it slows them down. And then we would recommend hooking up another mat and at the end of it, so that the campers come off and they have a comfortable landing, not a thud on the ground. But we can work to help you design exactly how to do that, whether you have a lake or a pond or not. We can help.
Okay, so should we queue up the next video now?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be great. And again, I'll just a reminder, I'd be happy to stick around afterward for questions beyond that hour time frame. So we have one last topic, and that is we have new products and specials. And you've heard about Pro Plus now a couple times. We had a little bit of duplicate content in there, but Pro Plus is a pretty important one this year for us because it does have some exclusive benefits to camps. So we just all you have to do, it's very easy to sign up. You just say, sure, sign me up, and we're happy to do that. And you'll get an email or two from us from time to time, maybe a mailer, but it's new products, new specials, to be pro content in there. As we build out that program, it's really all about partnering with you and giving you added benefit, added value as our partner. So yes, I think we can queue up the new products and specials. And again, I'll stick around for Q&A after that. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Andy, and I'm with Commercial Recreation Specialists. I'm here to talk to you about what's new in 2021, as well as share some specials and rewards exclusive to camps. I have a lot to cover, and I'll stick around afterwards for some questions. I'll be happy to help. I'm going to move fairly quickly, so again, that's why I'll stick around afterward. Okay, let's jump into the water, and we'll start with Wibbit. Wibbit comes out with new products every single year, which is great for you because you can provide new programming, new experiences for campers. Whether you reconfigure a circuit that you already have or a linear track that you already have, maybe in the pool or the lake, they work on both, or you put out something brand new. Wibbit comes out with new things every year, and due to its modular design, you can reconfigure. Here we see the dip bars, the spin, the plank, and a couple more in their new product offering, the bend and the hop, all new this year. They also gave their life jackets a facelift, went with some brighter colors, and Wibbit is now coming out with the water walkers to provide your campers with a little bit more non-slip fun. Okay, also a leader in commercial waterfront inflatables is Aquaglide, coming out with a number of new products, a bunch of them really. Loki corner, the luge back, the Loki, and the quarterback, just to start us off here. And there's the luge weight 10 and 20, a great piece to connect between activities. And there's some unique ways to climb or rest here with the universal pavilion or the universal archway. Bring the lounge to the water. You can make it as fun to watch things as it is to actually actively participate in them this year with Aquaglide. All right, into pedal and paddle. So we have a new relationship with Paddle Wheeler, a great fiberglass built boat. It'll last you and your campers a long time, whether it's the PW4 or one of the novelties like the Swan, Duck, or Dragon. Great way to provide some pedal fun. Vic SUPs went through a facelift. The Tough Tech is now the Beach line. The Ace Tech is now the Breeze line. Same tough outer shell and same closed cell foam interior. If it takes a gash, for some reason, it won't take on water, it won't sink. Then it's on to picking your paddle, right? You can either get a fixed length paddle now, that's new to the line here in BIC, or with one of their tried and true adjustables. The fixed length is at a very price friendly point. All right, water fun. New relationship for us. Again, we're really excited about. Great for camps. The Keylog provides some really nice fun and great programming ideas. Great for cohorting, potting in the shallow water. And you can really change things to match the skill level of your log rollers. The 3 fins, the yellow fins you see on the left-hand side there, they're for training. Keep all 3 of them on, it slows it down the most. Or you can take them off one by one to slowly advance to 0 paddles, fins rather, and that'll provide the most skill requirement for your campers. Okay, providing more comfort here on the beach. It's the Oakwood beach chairs or umbrellas, and then now CRS is also manufacturing. We are manufacturing our own safety buoys, so we can help you design different activity zones in the water, shallow zones, deeper zones, swim zones, pedal and paddle, whether it's maybe it's the aqua or it's the inflatables. So we can provide different skill level zones or interest zones, activity zones. Okay, let's dry off a bit, get onto the land. Prime carts now doubling up on their fun. You could put 2 campers on the tracker. It's a tandem. Arrow ball, new to our lineup. Great for cohorting or potting. It's also distancing friendly. You're bouncing on a trampoline and throwing a ball into a goal. Kangaroo jumper, also new to our lineup about 10 months back, but because of COVID, we just couldn't get the word out in time, but there it is, provide endless hours of jumping fun. All right, now also new to our lineup, disc golf. Excited about this one for camps for sure. What's great about disc golf, there's several great things. It's a customizable activity, so we can fit a footprint and a budget. In this case, we put out 4 goals, and notice we're working around the landscape. We're working around the trees, the hills, the playground there, the cart path. We're staying away from the beach, but we can work to customize whatever it is you would like to do. And the other benefit is that really anyone can play. Now, certainly some golfers will be better than others, and some might get holes in one, but whereas some others might bounce around the trees a little bit, but it's not a real high skill need. And again, with disc golf, we can fit a footprint, fit a budget. We can design to your goals and your needs. Okay, on to good, clean fun. This is about disinfecting and protecting, something that's pretty important to everybody these days. And with us, it's about disinfecting with Concrobium. That's our 1 and the 1-2 punch against microbials. Concrobium is EPA registered at a category 4 across the board. That's the safest rating that the EPA gives for toxicity. It's very safe. And it's safe because it's a time-based botanical. It's made from thyme. Not only is it safe though, it actually works. It fights the SARS-CoV-2. It actually is on CDC's list N. After disinfecting with Concrobium, it's on to protecting with Playtech. Provide an uninterrupted barrier against bacteria, viruses, mold, mildew, yeast, and algae. Many different ways to use this product. For example, on SUPs and kayaks, at the beginning of the season, spray it on to protect against algae. At the end of the season, when you're about ready to put things in for storage for winter, spray it on again, protect against mold. It's great for food surfaces, it's safe for food surfaces, and use it really anywhere, communal areas, you name it, benches, picnic tables. Both Concrobium and Playtech are safe. 1-2 punch against microbials. Okay, on to special offers and rewards. Introducing Pro Plus, which is a value-added benefits program, and exclusive to camps in 2021, Pro Financing under the Pro Plus umbrella offers you 0% financing, where you get products now and you pay your balance in August after the camp season. Pro Rewards, where you earn up to 18% in additional product on each purchase that you make. It's flexible. You can work with your CRS specialist on how to use your rewards dollars based on your goals and your needs. Or Pro Specials, great camp exclusive specials, and you can use Pro Financing to pay. Lots to offer to you this year. It's free to join Pro Plus. Deadlines apply though, so tell your specialist that you want to be signed up today. Okay, a little deeper dive in to show you how flexible the Pro Rewards are. Let's say, for example, you want to put something on the water. Well, this Aquaglide track would be a great way to provide something for potting, for cohorting, because it allows up to 10 campers. It's also great for distancing, and you can preserve the integrity of that 6 feet spacing because of the one direction play flow. Good for lakes or pools. All right, so this system is $10,600. And in this case, for this show, we are offering 15% on Pro Rewards and additional product. That translates into $1,600. Well, how can you use that? Well, you could use it, say, to get 24 life vests, 2 kayaks and paddles, and to put out a gallon each of our Disinfect and Protect package, so you can keep everything here protected for the entire season. Well, what if you don't need the life vests and kayaks? Well, maybe you do something on the land. Get that prime cart fleet jump started. Get a couple of XL4 chargers, or round out the fleet you already have. Again, we would include the Disinfect Protect package, and you can keep everything protected for the season. Okay, on to some specials. Now, this is a pre-packaged, pre-configured suggestion about how you might use your Pro Rewards. In this case, it's on Wibbit, called Wibbit Combo number 1. So you would get the inflatable system, the Wibbit inflatable system there, and you could also get, lower right-hand corner, 6 kayaks, 6 paddles, and the Disinfect Protect package. So for $20,000 price point, you could serve up to 14 people on the system, plus another 6 on the kayaks. Great for cohorting, great for potting. It may be an Aquaglide combo, though, that you want. And in this case, lower right-hand corner, you might go with 4 XL4 prime carts and the Disinfect Protect package. It's a little different price point. Maybe you go with the Rave combo this year, and you get lower right-hand corner there, the key log, a key log, plus straps and fins, as well as a Disinfect Protect package to keep all of it protected. Or maybe it's on the left-hand side there. You do the mothership. It's a great cohorting or potting activity. And you could get 2 motherships and earn Pro Rewards and use those for 12 paddles and a Disinfect Protect package. On to the right side there, you could do key logs, 2 key logs plus training staff for 6 of your staff. We'll fly out some trainers to train your staff. And with that bundle, with the 2 key logs and the training, you could get the anchor straps, training fins, 24 life vests, and again, a Disinfect Protect package. Or maybe you want to go on the land with your activities this year. Invest in some prime carts. You could do 5 prime carts and get a 6 for free and the Disinfect Protect package. Or maybe it's the Zoom Flume. It's our portable water slide where you could get 2 Zoom Flume chutes and use your Pro Rewards dollars for a water break. If you want to stop them on the land, it doesn't have to go into the water. With that water break, it'll help slow them down. You can stop them on the land. So a lot of flexibility in the Pro Rewards. These are just some suggested examples that we bundled up for you. But again, work with your specialist on what you think is best for your goals and your needs. That's a lot to cover. I'll stick around for questions here. If you don't join us for the question session, have a great 2021 season, everybody. I appreciate you listening. Thank you. Okay, all right, that was a little bit longer video. Hopefully that spurred on some ideas, some creativity. You know, one thing I want to say that the Pro Rewards examples there, it was really meant to illustrate the flexibility of the program. If you spend dollars with CRS, we're going to give you dollars back in order to get you other items that you need for camp in the recreation realm. And it doesn't have to be that $20,000 price point, of course. That was just an example. There were other examples that I showed you at lower price points. We can help you provide recreation for the campers with hundreds of dollars. So we have independent water vessels like the Coracle or SUPs, etc. So we can help with a broad range of things. It doesn't have to be the higher price point. I did put some of that in there because I did have some feedback from camps that they were going to put some bigger systems out there this year. But and then lastly, another piece to point out there, Kathy has put in the chat stream there a resource that we have created. It's a page created specifically for camps. It's she's got the URL there right in the chat stream. It's crs4rec.com/camp, and again, it's a page dedicated for camps. So there was some duplicate content through these for these presentations, but I wanted to make sure that we kept them in there. I do have some guests that have joined us late, and so I wanted to make sure that everybody saw it. So I'd love to take some questions now. We can wrap up here. Again, I'll stick around afterward if you have questions beyond the 10 o'clock, our 10 o'clock our time point. So with that, Kathy, anything that I can help out with?
Sure. Got a question here. How do camps apply or qualify for 0% interest financing?
And that one's an easy one. It's really short. We have a form that you fill out, but this is an offer we're offering exclusive to camps. So qualifying is simple. And again, it's a really simple form that you fill out. If you can connect with if you're already working with a representative here as a product specialist. If you're not, there's the information there right on the screen. You can reach out to us, either call or email, and check the website for more information. We'd be happy to help out. Very easy.
Great. Okay, let's see. Okay, now this is going back to the key log that you're talking about. Can I anchor the key log, and can it be used while it is anchored?
Yes, actually, yes and yes. Can be anchored, and it will still spin. And again, I want to highlight those 3 yellow things that were collared on the key log. Those are fins that slow down the spin. You can leave all 3 on for people like me because it slows it down the most. You could take 1 or 2 off for a mid-range skill level requirement, or take them all off as the campers get better. We do offer a training too. We will fly somebody out and help train. If that sounds expensive, I think you'd be surprised, but we can help out with that as well. So it's just a great, unique way to involve campers. Great for cohorting, distancing as well.
Thanks, Andy. Okay, another question here about the prime carts. Our grounds are a little hilly. Will that work for the prime carts? Basically, how easy, hard are they to pedal?
Yeah, so they're actually really easy to pedal. They're over the last 20 years, they've been designed for use in camps, campgrounds, even municipal applications, and the agritainment industry. If you go to corn mazes and such in the fall, and you also see carts out there. So the less hilly, the better. But you can have some bumps and some small hills. It works great on flat grass, compacted gravel, and or dirt. That's best, or pavement, of course. But if you don't have to build a track. You can. You don't have to, but it'll work again on flat land better. But some small hills are fine.
Okay, another question on prime carts. What is the best age range?
Yeah, actually, it's quite a range. So there's a racer that's different than the XL4. So there's one for younger campers as well as teens and adults, if you will, or younger kids with longer legs. So there's 2 versions of it, and it's really just depending on the camper. What's great about even the younger version is that it has coaster brake with reverse. That's called the racer. So as you're pedaling forward, you can pedal backward to stop, and then continue to pedal backward. Actually, we'll put it back in reverse. And that's just a smaller version of the bigger cart. So it covers really the gamut of ages, with the exception of tiny people, of course. But it depends a lot on the camper. So anywhere from 4 years old and up for sure.
Okay, got another question on the key log. How easy is a key log to set up? How many people do you need?
Yeah, it's really simple. The log itself only weighs about 40 pounds. And you fill it with water once you get down to the waterfront. It's very, very easy. So there's just a little plug. You open that up. It locks back into place after you've filled it. A couple of funnels come with. So it's made very easy. It's very portable, very easy to maneuver.
Okay, thanks, Andy. One more question here about Playtech or Concrobium. What does it mean to be on the CDC list N?
Yes, so that's CDC created that list specifically to give the public information about what chemicals are approved to kill SARS-CoV-2. And the distinction, so Concrobium is on CDC's list N. Playtech is not, because it's not a disinfectant, it's a protectant. The idea is to disinfect first and then afterward protect. Sometimes I get the question after we've used Playtech to protect against algae or mold, can we still disinfect on top of that? Sure, you absolutely can. Can we put on 303 is something that people use to protect against the harmful UV rays on whatever it is out in the water or on the beach? And yes, the answer is yes. Once Playtech is applied, and it's dry, then you can apply other things to it, and it won't leach. It lasts up to 90 days because it forms a covalent bond.
Great. Well, that's all the questions that I have, Andy. So, and we are close to the hour. I don't know if you want to.
Sure. Yeah.
Words?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody that's on the call. And again, I'll say this, I'm super excited the fact that camps are opening up again. I know not everyone will be able to, but for the most part, we're hearing good things. So reach out to us about Pro Plus or any offers, specials, anything that we can help out with. Love to be able to help. And I will stick around if anybody would like to unmute and throw some questions out to me. I'd love to be able to talk about them on any subject that we covered today, or anything else that CRS might be able to help out with. If you jump off, thank you. Have a great season. I'm excited for you, and thank you for attending today. Otherwise, I'm here. I'll hang out for a moment if you want to unmute.
Hi, Andy.
Hello, is this Barbara?
Barbara from Kamosheva. How are you?
Hey, Barbara. I'm great. I'm glad to see your name. Glad to see you're on. Thank you. I'm doing great.
I have a question. We
Yeah.
use your service for setting up. Are the disinfecting and protecting chemicals and applications done by the setup crew, or is that something we need to do after the setup is done?
Yeah, okay, great. That's a great question. Are you using us both for install and for winterization? I don't know that for a fact.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Yep. So yes, that is something that we can do for you as part of that. Are we all set to go with dates and such?
Yes.
Okay.
We are. Yeah. So should I talk with David and have that, just make sure that he knows that we want those products applied?
Yes, that is something that if you didn't discuss that on the front end, it's something that they can work in. There'll be a little bit of a cost to it if he hasn't already done that for you, if that hasn't been worked in. But yes, that is something that we can do, and it's a great thing on the Playtech end. For winterization, for example, I mentioned this earlier, but you can protect against mold in winterization. So we've even tested it here in this area. We sprayed a picnic table in the fall because it got all sorts of organic material dropped on it, and we can see a stark contrast between the area that wasn't sprayed and the area that is sprayed. So there's visual evidence of it fighting. I use it at home, in the shower, and it's again visual evidence of it. So it's really universal. The Playtech, it fights against algae and bacteria, viruses, etc.
Great, great. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a safe summer.
Likewise, thank you for attending.
Thanks.
It's great to hear you. Great to see you. Take care.
Take care.
You too. All right. Anybody else? Anybody I can answer a question for? I see some of you are still on. Anthony, April, Christine, thank you so much for joining us. Nick, it's great to have you. Again, wish you a great camp season. All right, with that, I think we'll conclude. If there are no other questions, again, thanks for being here. Rock on, camps. See you soon.